Welcome to the e-learning course on Fundamentals of Government Office Procedures and Communication. This course is designed to equip learners with essential knowledge and skills required for efficient office functioning within the government setup. It introduces the concept of an office as a dynamic hub for communication, coordination, and collaboration. Learners will understand the logical sequence of office procedures, including file handling, noting, drafting, and the processing of communications. The course draws from authoritative sources such as the Manual of Office Procedure, DARPAG, RB, ISTM notes, and DOPT instructions. Key topics include receipt and diarising of DUC, file creation, drafting standards, use of guard files, oral instructions protocol, and use of digital tools like MIS and AI in workflow optimization. By the end of this course, learners will be able to carry out administrative tasks methodically and contribute to a transparent, responsive, and efficient government office environment. What is office? Workspace organization, efficiently arranged desks, equipment, supplies, fostering productivity. Communication hub, facilitate interactions, exchange information, coordinate tasks effectively. Task management, schedule meetings, track projects, prioritize assignments, ensuring efficiency. Collaborative environment, foster teamwork, encourage creativity, support shared goals. What is office procedure? A set of sequential and logical steps. Defined roles or responsibilities. Doing things methodically. Precise instructions for tasking. Procedures. Source of office procedure. Manual of Office Procedure. 13th and 14th editions published by DARPAG. Manual of Office Procedure. 6th edition published by RB. Notes on Office Procedure published by ISTM. Instructions from DOPT. Important definitions. Department. Any of the ministry, department, secretariat and office mentioned in the first schedule to the allocation of business rules 1961. Receipt DUC after it has been received by the concerned section officer. DUC every type of written communication with letter, telegram, note, file, fax, email, wireless message received, whether by post or otherwise for consideration. Case means a current file or a receipt. Section basic work unit within a department. Headed by section officer OS and includes cell, unit, and other terms. Dealing hand any functionaries such as LDC, UDC assistant entrusted with initial examination and noting upon cases. Diarising registration of receipts in section diary as well as in the diary with personal staff of officers. File a collection of papers on a specific subject bearing a reference number. Paper under consideration, PUC. Receipt on a case, the consideration of which is the subject matter. Note remarks recorded on a case. May include summary of previous papers, statement, analysis of questions, suggestions and final orders. Draft for approval, DFA. Draft communication proposal submitted for approval. Minutes connotes the record of a meeting discussion. Routine note, a note of temporary value, recorded outside file, e.g. a record of casual discussions or on points of secondary importance. Citizens Clients Charter Standard of Services offered, information, non-discrimination and accessibility, grievances redressal, courtesy and vision. Indexing subject title of a file under appropriate catchwords arranged in alphabetical order. Done to facilitate its location retrieval. Security grading marking of documents as top secret, secret, confidential or restricted. DUC management. 4 steps. 1. Receipt of DUC. 2. Acknowledgement of DUC. 3. Registration of DUC. 4. Distribution of DUC. Urgent DUC to be dealt first. MP references, court cases, PQ, monetary items, RTI. All covers DUC to be opened except those by name or bearing security grading. Check enclosures and all open DUC to be stamped. Envelopes received without content or not marked also be diarized. Sorting, registration and invoicing to be completed on the day of receipt. 3 action pillars on DUC received. 1. Maximize speed. 2. Minimize paperwork. 3. Optimize quality. Invert dark flow procedure. Officer to initiate action himself in certain cases. Number of levels at which case is examined, ideally 3. Simplified and pre-structured formats for processing routine, repetitive cases. Plan and research on optimizing quality and workflow. Leverage AI, big data, blockchain, MIS and other IT applications. Action taken on receipt. Action taken by section. Bring receipt to current file if one exists, or open a new file and indicate file no. If the current file is not available, part file is opened. Part file to be subsequently merged with main file. In other complex cases, section may merely state the questions for consideration and bring out points requiring decision. A draft will be put up when the line of action is clear, obvious, or based on a clear precedent or practice, or prior recorded instructions by higher officers. Draw attention to precedents. Link extant rules, regulations, circulars for instructions. State relevant data and information for officers to take decision. Action by senior officials. Check factual and legal accuracy of draft note. Point out mistakes, missing data. Draw attention towards relevant norms, rules, regulations, precedents. List possible alternatives. Pass speaking orders or indicate level of decision. Aids to processing papers. Guard file. Master compilation record of all relevant policy, circulars, rules, regulations, precepts and correspondence. Copies of the decisions or orders referred to, arranged in chronological order. Running summary of principles and policy relating to the subject with chronological indexing and timeline of relevant papers. Compilation of different models, ideas, consultancy reports, simulation exercises et al. Running summary of facts of a case. Summary of facts of the case updated from time to time to incorporate significant developments. Placed below the notes portion to avoid repeated recapitulation of the case. Prepared to facilitate consideration and obviate repeated recapitulation of consecutive noting. Reference folder. A folder containing copies of relevant rules, orders, instructions, etc. arranged in chronological order for ready reference. Standing keynote. A continuing note explaining, among other things, the history and development of the policy, procedure and the latest position designs serve as complete background material for review of the existing policy or procedure. Brief for preparing replies to Parliament questions or notes for supplementary. Introduction or training material. Standard process sheet. A standard skeleton note for a repetitive item of work. Predetermined checkpoints. Makes noting brief and precise. For dealing with cases of repetitive nature, e.g. sanctioning of leave, GPF advance, HBA, forwarding of applications. Oral instructions. Always insist on written instructions. Take print out of mobile communication and use it as reference. Political announcement to be brought in writing to the notice of headquarter and railway board. Oral instructions passed in meeting or discussions with seniors should be referred to while initiating any proposal. Office communication, drafting and file work. Drafting. A draft is a rough sketch of a communication to be issued after approval by the officer concerned. A draft should carry exact message sought to be conveyed. Be clear, concise. Result in the desired response. Contain references to previous correspondence, if any. Avoid lengthy sentences, abruptness, repetition of words, observations or ideas. Offending, discourteous informal language. Letter is the common format used for communication. It is formal without any personal touch. Dummy official letter is to draw the personal attention of the officer addressed. It is semi-formal and direct. Office order. For issue of orders within the office. UO note. Communication within sections of same department or among different departments in secretariat. Memorandum, memo. Communication to own subordinate officers only. Endorsement. To return the current in original or to communicate orders of senior officer from a different office. Press note. For publicity, A note or handout which can be edited by press. Notification for publishing rules, explanations, appointments, works, orders, etc. A file is made up of note file, current file, note file. Subject, title and reference should ideally be in first page. Records dialectics from among staff to higher officials through established chain of command and vice versa. Used for internal deliberations, decisions, speaking orders. Formatting. 1/3 margin on left side. Page numbers should be given in the center at the top of page on both the sides. Matter should be broken into paragraphs, each dealing with single point. Numbers should be assigned to each para. Current file consists of communications received, inward, communications sent, outward, drafts, policy papers. Papers are arranged in a chronological order, neatly tagged together. Page numbers on both sides. You have now completed the Fundamentals of Government Office Procedures and Communication course. Throughout the modules, you've gained comprehensive insights into the structure and operations of a modern government office. From the registration and flow of duct to drafting clear, effective communication. The importance of standard formats, legal accuracy, and use of tools like guard files, reference folders, and running summaries has been emphasized for maintaining accountability and efficiency. You've also explored the role of different types of files, notes, and correspondence formats. Letters, memos, endorsements, notifications, each tailored for specific administrative purposes. Practical guidance on managing routine work, responding to parliamentary questions, and referencing rules ensures readiness for real-world scenarios. Armed with this knowledge, you are now better equipped to support seamless documentation, effective communication, and smart task management in any government office setting.